Hello. So today I want to talk about the new information that we received about what to expect during a foster adoptive home study visit, which was on the a buildup of the prior videos that we were putting on here. So So this is the form that we received. It is, oops. Okay, so it says, "Dear prospective foster and adoptive family, we're so excited to meet with you and play a small role in helping children move towards permanency. To help you feel prepared and confident, here's what to expect during your scheduled home study appointment." So the overview is the visit could take up to 6 hours. It's a long time. All full-time and part-time household members must be present and participate in a family group interview. Individual interviews will be conducted privately with all household members age 3 and older out of earshot from others. This includes children. So they're saying, they basically what I was told was that if our child is in the kitchen having an interview, then we just need to be like in our room or something where we still know that they're safe. There's not any closed doors, but we can't necessarily hear each individual question. Applicants must participate in a joint interview. Staying on task is important. There are many minimum standards that must be addressed during the visit. With your permission, photos of your home may be taken. If they take photos, I will be greatly surprised, only because we had a home assessor come in and they took photos of the house. And so I don't know what specifically they're gonna do based on that prior visit. It was a different person that did it, but that would be considered duplicate services if they're basically doing it all over again. It says pets should be secured but observed during the visit. So we'll probably have our dogs outside part of the time or in their kennels because they love people and love to be around them. So we won't have them just out and about. But it says secured, so they probably need to be in their kennels. All rooms and areas of the back and the front lawn must be viewed during the walkthrough. Documents to have ready. Please have the following available prior to or during the appointment. If you have already provided to the referral agency, they should be included in the referral documentation received by the person who will be doing the home study. So these have already been submitted, so there's not anything that we should be submitting at that time, but just in case they were to ask for it, we should have those things here available pretty easily. Proof of income, pay stubs, direct deposit, and W-2s, Texas driver's license, birth certificate, passport, and or other government issued IDs, pet vaccination records, insurance policies for vehicles and health, marriage license and or divorce decrees, 10 years residence and employment history. That's a lot. I think the paperwork that we filled out was for age 21 and up. So any job that you've had from 21, you have to write that down. Reference requirements. We are required to contact 3 non-relatives, 2 relatives, all adult children of the applicants being considered. Feedback matters. After the home study visit, please take a moment to complete our confidential satisfaction survey. Your feedback helps us to improve and ensure quality across all providers. We have the survey link here, and then it says, "Thank you for your time and commitment. We look forward to working with you and your family." I plan to do the survey once we've been completely licensed, because we were told that the home study, once the home study happens, it typically takes about 45 days. So they have to do their part within 30 days. How long will that be? I don't know. But then our agency sends it to our, like, the direct supervisor of the case manager for us. And then it goes to their administration and they have it for 5 days. So 5 days and 5 days. And then the 30 days for the home study people to actually write up the home study and work towards our licensure. So it sounds like 45 days, which is, well, they said 45 days, but it's really 40 days-ish. Yeah, something like that. We don't get a copy of it. Our plan is to, once we receive the information that we're licensed, they'll probably send us an official license, one for our home, and we can, let the people know that we're officially licensed and approved, and then our case manager can submit our home study to the case manager that we want to work with. Now, the case manager that we want to work with, we are looking at several kids, but specifically to begin, there are 2 kids that we would like to pursue and send our home study for. We don't have their, all their information, so we would submit our home study, and then if we get accepted, they would send us their file, and we can look at it and say, yes, do we want to proceed? And well, we're already saying that we want to, but we get some information, and then once we get that information, we say yes or no, like, to move forward. And so we're looking at the Art Gallery of North Texas. And so our plan is that once we are licensed, we will reach out to several people and let them know, like, hey, we're licensed, and have that submitted. Now, if that doesn't work out, we are looking at another few kiddos, and it really depends on what the time frame is. We were told that, sometimes when you're submitting for a kid that's, on the Terra website or on the Art Gallery of North Texas, that they are like radio silent and they don't respond. That's really unfortunate if those kids are available and they're just not doing their part in trying to connect the family with the case manager who is trying to find these kids a home. So I plan on, as soon as we're licensed, we're going to send it out and make sure that as many people as possible can see it and know that we are interested in at least being staffed by the case manager with the kids, to see if we're a good fit. If we're not a good fit, then thank you for your time. We definitely want to be able to stay in contact beforehand and know, like, who do we need to speak to. We're a lot closer than we've ever been, and we're really excited. And so we're adopting from foster care, which is considered matched adoption. And these are kids who their parents' rights have been legally terminated, and they don't have any family member that stepped up to say, hey, I want to take Johnny and adopt him for my own. So we're looking at kiddos who aren't having family visits, kids that are basically in the foster care system waiting for their forever family. And so the people that they live with are willing to care for them, but it's for a period of time until they get adopted, and they themselves are not coming forward and saying, we want to adopt these kids that are in our home. And so we're grateful that there are families out there that are wanting to do foster only, but for those that do want to do foster to adopt or matched adoption, it's a route that a lot of people don't know about. And so we've done foster to adopt before, and we had kids in our home that we were fostering, and the first thing is reunification. So that's the top priority. It's not for the foster parents. And so as a foster parent, you have to be able to put yourself aside and say, the priority are the kids, and they're here for a reason, and the judge is doing their part to follow up on the parents to make sure that they're doing their plan and their trainings to get the kids back. And so you need to put your feelings aside. It's easier said than done, but that's what happens. And so when we were doing foster to adopt, we had no idea that there was matched adoption. And so as I learned about that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a route that I knew nothing about, that I would love to be a part of, and be there for kids. And my heart really is for to have kids in our home and raise them, and we know that they don't have to be here forever. They grow up and they get a job and they get a car and they go to college, hopefully, and they're from 16 and up, they're pretty much doing little parts of their life already, like they're adulting. And so we would love to have kids that come here as adults, that are our kids that we helped raise, and that are a part of our family forever. And so it is something that we're looking forward to, and it so far it's been a not an easy path, but I think that it is definitely worth it. And the agency that we're working with right now has been so helpful, and they've treated us with dignity and respect, and that's definitely makes it a lot easier and less overwhelming going through the process, because it can be very slow. And so we're hoping that the home study visit will be soon. We don't have a date yet, but usually when they contact us, the goal is to set up a date, and we we let them know when we're available. Usually they can come during the evening or on the weekends, and so they work around their schedule as best as possible. And so we would like to, once they give us some dates, to be able to schedule so that we're not delaying the process, because we know once they come, it's going to be another waiting game. So as soon as we get that call or that text message to schedule, we want to do it as soon as possible, knowing that there is a 40 to 45 day wait afterwards before we're actually licensed. And if they have any questions while they are taking those 30 days to work on our home study, so that we, which is needed to get licensed, that they can contact us with any questions, or contact the agency with any questions that they may have. If they need a document that they're not able to find or something, because the stuff that we talked about before, which was for the home assessor, they were gathering information to be able to give to the person who's going to be doing the home study. So if something was submitted to the home assessor but it didn't get uploaded, or it was missing, or it got misplaced, or we need to do another form, like those would be the times to have it done, so that they can get their job, do their part in the home study, and request whatever they need from us. So we're excited. We're also very calm, and just thinking of questions that we can think of for when it comes time to when we start getting files for kids or things that we want to look for or questions that we have for the kiddos that we might be getting.